technique is change the way we job and the jobs we do? Will synthetic intellect and micro-robots ease us of boring tasks, manufacturing our work lives facilitating, or will they get our jobs off generally? As portion of a new episode named The Next of Job, we see at the cryonic laboratory assistant, who tries to assist their clients scam die. Are you outdoor-minded on the next? Do you include a care backdrop and can you full tasks by period blood pressure? Are you convenient work in the present of a corpse flesh? The is not the job specification for a Victorian serious robber. Instead of, he's the ideally attributes of a cryonic laboratory assistant, who can the bodies of the newly dead in the expect they will one day be restored. Suggest explain it as an emergency to the next. They say how as care scientific develops, these technicians could be a overall view in our hospitals, claiming to propose ritualists a other opportunity at lifetime. Yet, largest very question it will job. Cryonics seeks to freeze over who following they include juridically dead in procedure to hold their flesh and reason as intact as probable. The urge to buy the patient period before next care scientific can give them behind to lifetime, and treatment them of everything it is they dead of. As quickly as the patient day, the watch is ticked to begin the order. The cardiac has stopped pump and the marrow is no much longer reception oxygen supply, importance during protocol it will miss the capacity to do new memories, and quickly following how the cells will start to dead. The tool the laboratory assistant must get to job once following the person is proclaimed juridically corpse, cool their flesh in an ice bathtub in procedure to sluggish downward the trial of degeneracy. Following the bloodstream is drained of the flesh and replaced in cryoprotectant agents, such to antifreeze solution, in and try to halt ice rhinestone shaping in the bloodstream cells. The flesh is later located in a store pot and driven downward to the heat of fluid N196C, in and try to retain the security organs and fabric. Time cryonic has been practiced with the 1970s, just the US and Russia in fact include little store means. In the US country of Michigan, the Cryonic Institution has on 2,000 residing human beings signed up, and 165 patients who include already lost via the trial. Dennis Kowalski is the institution's CEO and performs several of the cryonics procedures. By date, he is a medical assistant. Same learning to be a medical assistant is ultimate to be a backup in cryonic, he says. Thou as well requirement who in a burial seos license, since you are yet juridically processing corpse bodies, expertise fleeing a blood supply pump, and main surgery skills. The Cryonic Institution is a company operative in FAIR 3 complete time members of personnel, but Mr. Kowalski thinks the will increase as care scientific evolves. So far FAIR 5,000 human beings about the ball include signed up but the numbers are increasing so burial homes may begin to propose the as in stock option, he says. Synthetic intellect, gene modify, stock cage mechanical engineering, all these fields are vindicating which we are making, that is giver human beings the big prospect probable. One of the 5,000 is Dr. Anders Sandberg, a elder study comrade at Oxford College's Next of Humanist institution. He is on the executive board of the Marrow Conservation Basis and has selected to include just his chief canned following die, although he estimates a successful bet of fair 3%. Love Mr. Kowalski, he argues the skills necessary to be a cryonic laboratory assistant are already in use in lot care professions. Law now cryonic feels a slight to common cold or faceless and it relies on the reception how it is vague, but I do believe it will increase. In the next, wouldn't possessing a cryogenicist at the clinic do feeling? While you do cardiac or marrow surgical you reduce the flesh heat to by more than period and I think how above period we will begin making more than low heat surgical. The is a job how you might wish to do if you begun out as a nursing or a blood supply expert. It would not be a big jump of a engineering point of view, just of a public as he's with arguments of during medical. Down there's a lot of impedance to surmount but of a pragmatic prospect it makes feeling and might rescue us of a lot of profligate medical. Though they audio such, cryonic and cryogenic engineering are examined really otherwise by the Research Society. Cryonic particularly relates to the conservation of the humane flesh following die. Largest supporters of the trial recognize they do not aware if or while the technique will already exist to restore human beings, or if the techniques utilized to get ready the flesh for store will include treated. Cryogenic engineering, on the some brush, has lot applications in presence community. It involves the chilly of question at temperature of 150 C or reduce. In medical, the includes the chilly of embryos, eggs, semen, leather, and fabric in procedure to retain them for next utilize. Clive Kuhn, Prof of Neurology at SARS School, London, suggests using approved cryogen techniques to the marrow or entire flesh is fated to fail. How since the annex of antifreeze solution for the conservation trial fails to achieve all of the marrow, and it would be unfeasible to thaw every portion of the flesh at the identical period, he says, suggest of cryonic are innocent in comparing their desired thought in the successes reached in store freely packed cells, such as semen, at low temperature, or they really overlook how any intensive care trial how isn't instant will just set the trial of disintegration fleeing once again. But Professor Kuhn says cryogenic engineering is an breathtaking box mature for extension. Though the marrow is far too facility, cryogenicists are now work on chilly some security organs. That could revolutionize the trial of transplant, that would no much longer include to get location once. Human beings are terribly difficult at job in the box hard to keep security organs such as the renal, and though the cardiac on a length period base. How would be a terrible blessing to our public health and welfare, Professor Kuhn says. Yet a entire flesh? Overlook he. Figure by Karen Charmaine Chanakira.